Greetings everyone. I am Shoham Sengupta, a data science and business analytics intern of May 21 batch under grip of the Spark Foundation. This is my third task, exploratory data analysis on retail data of the dataset sample superstore. So at first we import the required libraries which are pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn. Next we load our dataset and we see the first 5 rows of our dataset using df.head 5. So these are the our first 5 rows of our dataset, and next using df.shape we see this shape of our dataset. Here we can see the dataset has 9994 rows and 13 columns. Next we use df.info to see the uh, details of the data type, non-null type, and count of the columns. So we can see here we have 13 columns. These are the names of our columns, each of which have 9994 uh, data set or rows, and we can see that all are non-null, and we have out of these 13 there are 3 float type data, 2 integer type, and 8 are categorical type data. So next we use df.describe to see the descriptive statistics of the continuous variables in our dataset. So here we can see postal code, sales, quantity, discount, and profit. For these 5 columns we get our descriptive statistics. We see count, which gives us the all number of data per column. The mean is the central tendency measure, which gives giving us the mean of each these columns. Standard deviation is the dispersion measure, and this 5-point statistics give us the overall view of the shape of the data. So we can see this postal code is not very important in our analysis. Next we see the mean standard deviation of sales and profit is quite high, so these datas are dispersed. Also we can see for 75% point, that is 75% of the data is under this point, and the maximum for sales and profit the difference is quite high. Also it is quite high for minimum and 25% point in profit. So we can say there is presence of outlier in these two cases. So let's move on. We see from df.isNull that if there is any null value in the whole dataset. So far we can see there is no such row columns. Now let's move on. We from df ship mode dot value counts, we see that this, as ship mode is a categorical data, we see under each category how many datas are there. For ship mode there are second class, first class, standard class, same day are the categories, and for them the count of datas are this. We do it similarly for segment, country. Interestingly, the country has only one category, that is United States. For city, for we can see there are 531 cities here, 531 categories under city. States, these are the states, these are the counts for each states. Categories, office supply, furniture, technology. Subcategories, these are the subcategories. From the above observation we can see that there is only one country, as I said above, and the postal code is not so important in our data analysis, so we can drop them. So after dropping we see these are the first 5 rows of our data set. Now we perform some visualization for further understanding. At first let's plot a correlation matrix using heat map plots, so of the continuous variable. So this is the correlation matrix. We can see there is a moderate correlation between sales and profit, and others are not so highly correlated. Next we use scatter plot of each pair of these continuous variables. Here these are the scatter plots for each pairs. Like this one is correspond to sales and quantity, And out of this we can see that profit and sales has a fairly positive correlation. Others are not at all I won't say at all correlated, but they are not so correlated. And let's move on. We plot density plots for these four continuous type variables. We can see that for density and for sales and for profit, the data is concentrated nearly for, zero, and the tails are quite extended in both sides. So we can say there are presence of extreme values in this case, as I have mentioned earlier to using that 5-point summary. There are presence of outliers in these two cases. Now we see the profit for each segment, that home office, corporate and consumer. So using bar plot we can see that the home office has lower profit than the other two, and consumer has the highest profit. So home office has to be focused for increasing our profits. Next, we divide the dataset into the four regions, which is south, west, central and east. And from this we use segment, we analyze for each segment the profits using multiple bar diagram. So from the above graph we can see that south region home office has highest sale, whereas corporate and consumer have almost equal sale. In west region consumer has lowest profit and other two segments are almost equal. In central region corporate has highest sale, whereas consumer and the home office have almost equal profit. In east region home office has highest sales, whereas consumer and corporate have almost equal. In order to increase profit, these segments with low profits must be taken care of. Now we plot a pie chart for each region. So we can see that it is highest profit is given in the western region, whereas it is lowest for central region. Also the profit in south region is quite low, so we have to take care of south and central regions to increase our profit. Next we do a multiple bar plot for the categories furniture, office and technologies for each region. So we can see that for south technology is the highest, has highest sales. Also the technology has highest sale for all the regions, and office supplies has the lowest. Now we plot the subcategories versus profit and sales plot. So here we can see that for tables the sales is high, moderately high, but we have a negative profit or we have a loss. These categories are arranged in their ascending order of profit. So copiers has the highest profit, and as of sales we can see chairs have a highest sale. So we have to take care of these tables for to increase our profit. Next we plot the count of the subcategories here. Next we move on to see the profit in each cities. We as you can remember we have 531 cities in this dataset. So not plotting all that 531 cities, we trim it down to the lowest 10 and the highest 10. Here this first plot shows us the 10 cities with lowest profit or the highest loss is in these 10 cities. We can see Philadelphia has the highest loss. So we have to focus on Philadelphia to increase our profit. Also we can see here we have the cities with highest profit. We can see New York City has the highest profit. These are the top 10 cities with profit. Also we plot now state versus profit. We can see these all states are plotted according to their profit in ascending order. Texas has the most negative profit or the highest loss, and California has the highest profit. So Texas has to be taken care of to increase our profit. Now we see discount versus profit, as it is also a very important sector to increase our profit. We can see that the profit and discount from this profit and discount plot, that it is quite the profit is quite low. I actually in loss when the discount is of 0.5. And we can see from the discount versus sale plot that sale is also very high when it is nearly 50% discount. And from this correlation of discount versus profit, we can see it is negatively correlated, minus 0.21, which is uh, negatively correlated, and that gives that we can say that with increase in discount we have a lesser profit. So discount is not good for making profit. So this concludes my video. Thank you all for your precious time. Thank you.